Okay. Again, welcome to the onboarding session for TechStylers Tech Deep Dive Sessions, Cohort 4. And we're super excited to have you here. My name is Olainka and I'll be your host today. Co-hosting with me is Victoria Erogunaye. Yes, I cannot pronounce your name correctly. Yeah, we're super excited to have you. Before we go further into the session, I would just like to know anybody at all, preferably not any of our leaders or mentors, any of the learners who wants to tell us what the purpose of this session is, one, and two, what your expectation of this session is. You can raise your hand so that I will call you, or then you can unmute your mic and speak. Anyone who wants to tell us what the purpose of this session is and what your own personal expectation is of this session. Anybody? I don't see any hands.
So you said learners, so I don't know if we can contribute.
No, please. MJ, not you, not a leader or a mentor. I want one of
I'm just joking. I just wanted the whole place to be lively.
Okay, I think I have one hand. I have two hands now. Okay, so that's enough. I'm going to take just those two. And the second hand has gone back down. Okay. Adewumi. Okay, let me go by the order. Tamno Tonyedapa, let's hear you. What's the purpose of this session and what is your personal expectation of the session?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening.
Good evening, we can hear you.
So I'm so glad to meet everyone here. So the purpose of this session is for us to have an overview of the cohorts, to meet our mentors, tutors, and fellow students, to have an introduction and overview of what we'll be covering practically.
Okay, thank you. The other hand that we have, Adewumi Tolade, let's hear you. I would like to hear, most importantly, what your expectation is from the session. Adewumi Tolade.
Okay, thank you very much.
Unmute your mic and speak. Your voice is very faint.
Can hear me now? Sorry.
We can hear you, but it's quite faint. Maybe you should give it a little more.
Oh, okay. So my name is Taiwo, and I'm happy to be here. And I think what this is about is just to introduce us more into what TechStyler as for this cohort, and a proper introduction on how the program is all going to be about. And personally, my expectation is to gain insight and more depth knowledge on Power BI, because I would want to transition into data analytics. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much, Tolade. Thanks to everyone that spoke. And yes, that's the purpose of this session. And without further ado, I would just quickly want to talk about what TechStylers is and what we represent. So TechStylers, like you have seen the name, yes, it's styler, but we're not like a styling agency. We have a vision. Okay, sorry, the agenda, of course. We're going to talk about us. We talk about the cohort. We talk about the different technologies that the cohort will cover, what benefits are available for learners, and then we'll talk about what the onboarding process would be, and we'll take questions and answers. So that's about it. So who is TechStylers, or what is TechStylers? TechStylers was founded in May of 2020, and it's a community focused on supporting women who desire to grow in technology. And we say focus on supporting women because even though we're focused on supporting women, men are also welcome to join us. And we're ladies with an amazing superpower, which is using technology to solve real life problems. Our vision is to bring more women into technology. And how do we do this? We empower them with technology skills. We give them mentorship and all kinds of support that they need to do well in the field of technology. Next slide. So how often do we meet? Like we would also understand later, we meet every Saturday for our technical sessions. And then every last Saturday of the month, we have a monthly inspirational session or other kind of events that are not necessarily very, very technical. Follow us on all our social media handles. On LinkedIn, we're TechStylers. On Twitter, we're tech_stylers. We have a YouTube channel where we have all our educational, inspirational videos. It's TechStylers. And on Instagram, we're TechStylers. On Discord also, we have a Discord channel where we basically pass all of the information and announcement that you need. So if you haven't joined our Discord, we will paste the Discord link in the chat. So please ensure that you join our Discord. So yes, some ground rules for this meeting. Next slide, Victoria. Some ground rules. Victoria, next slide. Okay, ground rules for this meeting today. This session is going to be recorded, like I mentioned before, and the recording will be made available for whoever was not able to join. If you are not speaking, please make sure that you mute your microphone. If you have any questions at any point, please put them down. There will be a Q&A session and time to answer all your questions. Again, follow us on all our social media handles. Like I said, I'm going to just post all of those handles in the chat right now so that we can click the links. We also have a number of codes of conduct that we live by. There's quite a lot of them, but I will just go through a few. And I think the center of our code of conduct is just mutual respect. So we believe that everybody should be respected, everybody has a right to be heard, and everybody deserves to be listened to. So no opinion is stupid, no question is stupid. Always feel free to express yourself, and even when there is a conflict, avoid attacking people. Just like it's better to like look for a way to solve the problem. So that's all for the code of conduct and the housekeeping rules. Victoria will then talk to us about the business of today, which is the cohort 4 training sessions. Thank you. If you're not speaking, please mute yourself. Okay, Victoria, you can unmute and start. Victoria, are you there? Okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Victoria, I can hear you. The
Right.
screen is still at meet updates.
Wow.
I think the screen
I
is
think there's
frozen.
a lag. So I'll just reshare.
Yeah, that's better.
All right, please confirm that you can see my screen.
Yeah, you can see now. Cohort 4.
All right, so this is TechStylers Deep Dive Cohort 4, and over the years we've been running trainings, and this is the 4th time we're doing this. So the training is focused, this training particularly, if you notice, is a beginner's track. It is focused on beginners, and those that are looking to transition into tech or pick up a tech skill in this 6 aspects of technology. So today, one of the things we're going to be doing on this call is to explain, just give you an overview of each of the technologies so that those that are yet to make decisions would make them and know the particular tracks they would be doing. So we have 6 tracks and we have wonderful mentors who will be taking us through this track. So you're permitted to stick to one track so that you would grasp and understand everything that is being taught. We have the modern workplace, and we call that the Office 365. We have cloud computing using Microsoft Azure. We have data analytics using Power BI. We have app development and automation using the Microsoft Power Apps and Power Automate. We're also going to be doing a few things on the Microsoft Virtual Agent. And we also have security, digital identity security. And lastly, but not the least, we have user interface and user experience. All these tracks will be taken at this course, and we have a wonderful set of mentors to run us through this track. So for the Power Apps development and apps automation and Power Virtual Agent, we have 4 mentors. We have Peace, Omolola, Rachel, and myself. And we'll be doing justice to how to start building applications using the Microsoft Power Apps. So over 86 percentage of the Fortune 500 companies use Power Apps. These days, because organizations mostly use the Microsoft Office 365, and Power Apps is something like an add-on to Microsoft 365. So most of the organizations, especially in this part of this country, of this world rather, has picked up the Microsoft Power Platform. And this platform is used to automate business processes. So we have the Power Apps that you use to develop the app, develop the interface where your users will interact, which your users will interact with. We have the Power Automate. You use Power Automate to automate business process, just like the name is. Any repetitive process that you don't want to actually do, you can use Power Automate to undo those processes. We have Power BI for business analytics. We have Power Virtual Agents, and we have Power Pages. Power Pages is also building websites using low code. So all these components of the Microsoft Power Platform, you don't have to write code. So they call them the low code, no code platform. You write code, but you write Excel-like expressions, which I tell you are very simple compared to writing code. So I'll explain what Power Apps is, and every other person that is supposed to walk us through this today would explain each of the track. So for Power Apps, we use, like I said earlier, we use Power Apps to build applications. It's a platform created by Microsoft, and it is a low-code development environment. Emphasis on low code. You don't have to write so much code. You build custom applications like a leave request management solution, a solution to track inventory. You also want to give people assessments, timed assessments, you can do that. And Power Apps can be connected to different data sources. One of the important things when building an application is where your data would sit. And we refer to those things as data sources. So Power Apps can be connected to different data sources. And these applications can run on mobile and web view. So you're literally building a web or a mobile application. But I just need to push this in. Power applications cannot be uploaded on Play Store. They are basically applications used within an organization, applications developed to automate an organization's business process. That's their day-to-day processes. And I've talked about Power Automate and Power Apps. I'm going to go over to Power Automate. So Power Automate is a low-code approach to automation. And most of us have been hearing automation. We don't know what it is. So Microsoft has a platform called Power Automate. And we use Power Automate to automate repetitive business processes, such as sending emails. I might decide that, okay, or in some organization, at the last day of the year, you decide to send emails, or last day of the week, you want to send emails to everyone in the organization. You don't want to manually do this every time. You can build a Power Automate flow that would handle this for you. And this is just one of so many things you can use Power Automate to do. We have the Power Virtual Agent, and I tell you, Power Virtual Agent is used to create bots, chatbots. And this chatbot you are creating, you don't need to write code. It is a low-code platform. And this chatbot can be embedded to your website. So we're going to be doing in the app development. Hello, is somebody saying something? In the app development.
Victoria, sorry, unmute yourself.
In the app development Power Apps Power Automate class, we're going to be talking about Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power Virtual Agent. And this course is loaded to enable and help beginners transition into tech. Okay, this is just the interface we use to develop these bots. And I said earlier, it is a low-code platform, so you don't have to write code. You're literally building a chatbot that can be embedded to websites and aid communication, rather than service agents attending to everyone's request at a time. For this course, we have a curriculum and we have this. So on the first Saturday, all through the 8th Saturday, we'll be walking through this. Every day, we'll be meeting at 10 a.m. and that's every Saturday rather. We'll be meeting at 10 a.m. and our mentors are available to walk us through. So these classes will be recorded, uploaded on our YouTube channel, and you can always go back to them. After going through this course, yes, some of us might be wondering, okay, after I've gone through this course, what would happen? You can actually write a Microsoft PL 900 examination. Yes, that's the Power Platform Fundamentals examination. And we have resources that's the Microsoft Learn that will help you prepare for this certification. Like I said, after this course, you write your PL 900 exam. You can also successfully apply to organization as a trainee or as an intern. Subsequently, you can be a technical support engineer, a Power Platform developer, or an automation engineer or a data analyst. I'll be moving on to Power BI, and Olayinka would take that up.
Thank you so much, Victoria. I mean, you're making me feel like maybe I should come and join the Power Apps class too. But yeah, I'll think about that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so that is Power Platform. If you were listening very well, you would have seen that she actually mentioned Power BI as part of the Power Platform bundle of applications. But Power BI is sort of, we chose to single it out and do a different class because it's a bit more different from Power Apps and Power Automate. So basically, Power BI, as the name implies, is actually Power Business Intelligence. It's a business intelligence tool from Microsoft, which of course you can use for data analysis. And so if you're trying to transition into data analysis like Tolade, this is the class that you're looking for. Of course, there are a lot of other different tools that you would need to learn as a data analyst, but Power BI is the one that we would focus on in this cohort. And we have amazing tutors, mentors that are going to be teaching us. We have Franca, we have Gloria, we have Chioma, and we have Lolia. All of them are certified by Microsoft. They are Microsoft certified trainers, and they have everything that it takes. They have like years of experience training people and preparing them for the exams. So you can be sure that you're in safe hands. And what are we going to be learning in Power BI? Firstly, what is Power BI? Like I said before, it's a collection of software, apps, and connectors that work to translate all of your data that are in different places into interactive insights that you can use. And the advantage of Power BI over many other data analysis tools is that it lets you connect to data in different data sources. You clean them, you can model them, and then visualize them and help you to share insights from this data to everyone that needs the data to make decisions. Next slide. This is just a picture showing like some of the data sources that you can pick data from into Power BI, and this is the output that you get when you finish analyzing your data in Power BI. Of course, this is just a few of the sources. Next slide. This is just a few of the sources. There are a lot more others that we will learn when we get into the class. And what are the different parts or different offerings that we have in Power BI? We have Power BI on desktop, we have Power BI on service, which is like the online version, and then we have Power BI mobile, which is available on your mobile phone. So what this means is that Power BI reports can be consumed in all of these different available sources. Next slide. So what's the overview like? You start from Power BI Desktop. Power BI Desktop is where you actually create your reports. So you take your data from all of the sources, bring them into Power BI Desktop. You build your report and do everything that you need to do. Then you publish it to the online, to cloud, basically Power BI service, where you can then share it with all of the people who are going to be using it. And from there, you can publish it into a mobile app. You can integrate it into even all of those Power Automate things that Victoria talked about earlier. But all of these details we're going to see during the course. So why Power BI over any other analysis tool? It's because Power BI has all of this benefits. You have BI sites, which is your on Power BI service. You have shared queries. You can share your queries with your team members. You can work together. You have automated data refresh. You have the option of using natural language to analyze your data. And then you have mobile access. Like I said before, Power BI reports can be consumed on mobile through the Power BI mobile app. All of this make Power BI a choice data analysis tool and also like more widely accepted. Next slide. So what this means, what we have said, everything that I've been saying is just to let you know that Power BI is a business analytics solution that is good, that helps businesses to make sense of all of the data that they are collecting and gets maximum value from it, just so that they can make better decisions. So I always tell people that the job of a data analyst is to help their organization to make the best decisions from data and not based on vibes. So your job is not necessarily how you analyze the data, whatever. The end goal is just that the organization can make the right decisions. So we have our curriculum. This is like really high level, but we are going to share a more detailed curriculum in the coming days. So we'll learn about how to import, we'll of course learn about the overview and how to import data into Power BI. In second week, we'll learn how to clean and transform that data. In the third week, we'll learn introduction to DAX. And in the fourth week, we'll learn how to build visuals in Power BI. And in the fifth week, we'll learn how to make your Power BI reports actually tell a proper story. And then we'll have a capstone project that we're going to use to close this session. And that's it for Power BI. I look forward to seeing you all, especially Tolade. I'm not going to forget your name because you said, of course, I'm not one of the mentors, but like I said, we're in safe hands. So, but I'm always going to be there. So I look forward to seeing everyone. Next track is Azure. I think we have the mentor for Azure coming up.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Afternoon.
afternoon.
Fun fact, I used
Good
to
afternoon.
pronounce Azure as Azuri when I first joined tech until I found out later. Thank God I never said it outside.
And I hope, I
You
don't know, I
just
hope
said it.
Azure or Azure is not on this call. I don't know. But actually, when it was first introduced, people call it, even up to today, people call it different name, Azure, 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 different pronunciation of the solution. But it's all the same. We are all talking about the same thing. Okay, so thank you, Yinka and then Victoria. So my name is Titilope Bilo, as you are seeing on the screen, and then I will be the mentor for the Azure track. I'm an MCT, and then majorly I am based in the Microsoft 365 services. Though Victoria and Co have decided, that's what they did last year too. They decided to start moving me to Azure, but it's been fun. So I'm enjoying it. So can we go to the next slide? Thank you. So let me just give you like a bit of background of the Microsoft Azure. Microsoft Azure is actually a cloud platform it has more than over 200 products in 200 product and cloud services that help organizations that are using the services to bring new solutions to life while they are solving today's challenges. At the same time, creating future solutions for their organization, for the global enterprise. So with Azure, the beauty of it is the fact that you can build, you can run, test, and manage all your application, the A to Z of your application within your organization, right from within Azure. And the other beauty is the fact that it supports hybrid. The applications that you're building, you can spread, they can communicate or integrate across multiple clouds, across your or existing on-premises existing on-premises data center. So a lot of organizations out there already have their on-premises solutions or data center that they have set up. And with the era of cloud, or the way IT and technology is going, we have no choice but to fully embrace cloud at some point or the other. So Microsoft gives that ability for you to be able to extend or move gradually from your current on-premise infrastructure, move it to Azure environment, or allow them to co-locate even for a period of time. Even if it is long-term, you can actually do that. It's that flexible. And then it has multiple capability. So if we talk about cloud computing, the general note, we know that cloud computing have different services offering. Among the service offering, or the major ones that are common, are the software as a service that allow organizations to just come and use the services without you bothering about the underlying infrastructure of how to take care of it, how it is being updated, how it is being prepared, how 40 modules are being changed. You really don't care. All you need to do is just pay Microsoft something, and the service should be available to you at any time, which is the reason why they gave something like a 5.9 uptime for the SLA uptime for their customers. The another service capability that I have is the platform as a service. This gives developers the ability, not only developers, even data people, intelligent, as business intelligent people, artificial intelligence people, whatever it is that you want to build, but you do not want to bother about the code, the kind of the platform the code is running on. Is it the operating system it is supporting, the framework it is using, the language you are speaking, irrespective of the language? Azure give you that ability to be able to do that within the platform aspect or the service of Azure. And the third common part or top common services that is available in Azure is the infrastructure as a service. So we have environments that fall in this category where they have heavily invested on-premises data center, and probably most of these their application are the type that must be sitting or must be run within a virtual machine, and they want control over such application. They want to be responsible for when upgrade is being introduced into the server or the operating system. They want to know when update is happening. They want to know what will break and what will not break their existing service. Or they even have maybe some old line of business application that nothing can touch right now and must be migrated, or irrespective of where they want to host it, it must be as is. So infrastructure as a service gives such organizations that leverage to be able to bring their own server. It's just like you're just renting data center from Microsoft, you are renting the rack space, you are renting the server space, you are renting cooling and every other thing that comes with it. But when it comes to maintaining the application, the operating system, the virtual server, the middleware and everything, that body will fall on you. So we have organizations that fall into this category. And like you said, Azure supports both Microsoft and then third-party applications and software. So it doesn't have to be only Microsoft solution. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, thank you. So for the cohort, with cohort 4, we are going to be starting with an AZ, that's Azure Fundamental, that's Azure 9, that's AZ 900, yes, Fundamental, that is the beginner level. And this is the level for everyone, irrespective of the track or the role that you are going to be playing later in the future. It's very important that you start with the fundamental level. Yes, there are other fundamental levels still within the Azure space, but we are going to be sticking with AZ 900. After that, we in the intermediate level, we'll move to the Azure Administration associate level, and then also in the advanced level, we'll be moving to the solution architect level, which after writing the third exam, hand you the Azure solution expert. That's the expert level of the certification. Next slide, please. Thank you. So if you look at this slide, where we are starting from is right in the middle. Right in the middle at the top, we are starting with the AZ 900. That's Azure Fundamentals. Like I said, you have other fundamental exams. Like if you look below, you will see Azure Data Fundamental, and then you will see Azure AI Fundamental. But for the purpose of this particular cohort session, we are going to be focusing on Azure Fundamental. After this, you can decide to go to any of the associate level, and then after that, you can go to the expert level. The expert level, there are very few, but you see there are a lot of associate levels. So these are now based on roles, depending on which role you want to go for at the end of the day, whether you want to keep the track of administrator, or you want to keep the track of developer, or you want to keep the track of artificial intelligence. There are different rules for everyone based on where you want to go. Let's go next, please. Okay, so here are our curriculum. I hope it's updated. Okay, thank you. It is. So for the course, yes, it's supposed to be a very short a 1-day course, but we all know the purpose of this training or the deep dive is not just to train you, rush it like, oh, let's just rush it and get it off the road. But we want you to be able to have real experience, have hands-on, have good understanding of the fundamental level of this course before you move forward. That's the reason why we are actually that's the reason why we have broken it down into 5 track. And what is our takeaway after this? Like I've said, you can choose to write the fundamental exam right immediately after the class. You can write the fundamental exam. And once you have your fundamental exam, because you already have hands-on, it gives you some level of experience already. So you can decide to start applying for job roles around cloud engineer, Azure administrator, infrastructure engineer, solution architect. Yes, solution architect will be after you have taken the architect exam, of course, but you can still, apply for each of those roles. I think that is the end of my slide. Thank you very much. Over to you, Yinka. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much, ma'am.
you. Please, I see someone raising their hand. I had said before at the beginning that if you have any questions, please write them down. We'll have time for Q&A after all the presenters have spoken. Thank you.
Okay. Am I introduced or I should wait to be introduced? Hi everyone, I'm super excited to be here. I'm so happy. Finally, our cohort 4 is here. And the beauty is that, I'm so excited seeing a lot of people on this call. Meanwhile, you need to see the bubbles in my tummy, in my stomach. I'm so excited. Welcome, everyone. Once again, my name is Olajumoke Turiola. I'm going to be taking the Modern Workplace track, M365 to be specific. But I'm not going to be doing it alone. I have some male counterparts that are going to be supporting me on these. But then I don't want to review them. So it's going to be a little secret. By the time we start the whole of this call, I'm going to be reviewing them one after the other. I don't want anybody to poach them yet. So I'll wait till when we start. So I'll be reviewing them as we go on. But then I have more 3 speakers that will be joining me, and then they will be assisting me. So we are not alone. So what's this M365 track, the Modern Workspace, all going to be about? Actually, you know what M365 is. If today you are using email, if today you are using Microsoft Teams that is facilitating this meeting, definitely you're already familiar with the applications that is in Microsoft 365. Again, we like to say we are Microsoft 365 is the mother of all the other solutions they are talking about. So you see all these other solutions that are saying Power BI, Power Apps, and all of that. Without us, they cannot exist too. So just bear in mind that if you are coming into the M365 track, you are in for a very good time, very interesting time, because we are actually the one giving birth to all of these people that are coming to talk to us. So what is M365 about? It's about is the best-in-class productivity apps. And when we talk about productivity apps, we're actually talking about applications that is going to facilitate your everyday productivity activities. Like what? What are the productivity activities you do today at your workplace? You're talking about your email services. You're talking about your collaboration tools, like your chat, like your SharePoint, your SharePoint, your OneDrive. You're talking things like Microsoft Teams that facilitates meetings, calls. And then beyond this, apart from all of those productivity, the interesting part of it, of M365, is not taking care of that productivity tools alone. It is also taking care of security, and not just any kind of security. So I like to call it, like one of my colleagues, we say security. You get it? It's not taking only just the aspect of security, it's taking intelligent security on top of it. And meanwhile, you're going to add the devices to it. So M365 is 3 components in one. One, your productivity tool, intelligence security, and much more the device management. So all of that is what we're going to be looking at in all of these track. So like I said, there are solutions you are familiar with, you've been using at home, you've been using in the office, and there are tools that you can actually make use of on the go. So next slide, Victoria, Yinka, please. Next slide. Hello. Hello, am I still audible?
Yes, it's on the next slide. I think there's a lag at here.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I think there's a lag from my end. Okay. So I'm still saying Microsoft 365, what I'm still saying. Okay.
Microsoft certification.
So I know they are beefing us, because I've been introducing that the topic is the only thing. So they're beefing us, they're making it slow. No problem.
MJ,
Thank God it is not
INEC.
Microsoft certification. Yeah, this is not INEC, so we are fine. No problem. All right. The interesting part of this is that let's talk about the Microsoft certification types that we have under these. So to lay a little bit of emphasis on any of these tracks that we're going to deal with on the cohorts, the good thing is that we're going to be having fundamental class and role-based. That's the same way Microsoft divided the certification. So you can see that a lot of the speakers before me they've already talked about the fundamentals certification. And what this actually helps you to do is that it helps you to build skills towards industry job roles. It is actually foundational courses, which we will start with. Then again, it's actually caters for broad audience across market segments. That's what fundamental exam certification, is. It also offers you an entry level with no experience actually into a job market. You can have with little experience, let me use the right word, into a job market. Then you have the role-based certification, which is divided into associate and expert. So when you are looking at role-based certification, it is more industry job role specific. That is, you are actually more specific right now. Then emphasis is actually on applied learning, hands-on, which we will also deal with if time permits us. So like I said, it is for IT professional interest again in transitioning to new specific job. So that is the certificate. Those are the tracks that we're going to cover. And then in terms of the course outline, the MS 900 is actually the fundamental course, which is the beginner's course. What are we going to be looking at here? You're going to be introduced for the first time in what is cloud concept. I'm not talking about the sky. I'm not talking about maybe the one that the rain is falling from, but then we'll take a little bit of deep diving into the cloud concept as it pertains to Microsoft. What are the offerings you have there? What are the benefits you have there? So you get to know what the Microsoft Cloud is all about. Then you will learn also the M365 apps and services. You will learn a bit of security and compliance capability. And also you will learn how to talk about the pricing model, the different plans that you have in M365, and how you can also leverage on the support that you have in M365. So MS900, the fundamental class, is going to introduce us to all of these. Then we move on, though sometime in June, this MS100 will be renamed and MS101. But before then, the same course content will also be applicable to the new name, so to say. But depending on the time it is actually changed, we'll also be looking at things, this content under it, like the Office 365 management, the tenant and service management, M365 identity management, and then MX100, which is actually the advanced. We're talking about M365 security management, compliance management, and device management. I also want to believe that some of the content in this MS101, if you're attending the security class, you will actually be seeing it there. So next slide, Victoria, please. Okay, I guess the internet I'm using is very close to the Third Milan Bridge because it's actually dragging too much. It's loading very slowly for me. Okay, so for the day one, we are going to describe our cloud concept. For day one, day two, we're going to look at Microsoft 365 apps and services. Day three, we're going to be looking at M365 security and compliance capability. And day four, we're going to be looking at pricing. Meanwhile, if you're in this class, we intend that this course is going to start from, it's going to take 2 hours. So daily, because we have a lot of content. Remember, MS100, like they said, is a one-day course. But when you look at it to be a one-day course, it means that you're probably starting from 10 in the morning to end like sometime like 4 or 5. But what we can give in this course is at least a maximum of 2 hours on a Saturday. So the intention is that we can start an hour and then we will do a lab for another hours just to make it fun and not be boring for you. But meanwhile, there can be the possibility of combining some courses if we feel that we have the time. So like I said, the first 1 month, we will look at day 1 to day 4, the content in day 4. But when it comes to the 5th Saturday, we'll be looking at things like user account, license, groups, creating. In fact, we'll be doing more of practical from the 5th Saturday downward. And then I want to believe that if time permits, so there are other topics that we can introduce, but for this first stage of the cohort that we want to look at, these are all the things we'll be covering. It's going to be a very interesting ride. I'm happy to go on it with you. But then, what are the takeaways? Victoria, please. Next slide. Okay, I think I've spoken about these. I think a little bit of these there. So these are the course, these are the fundamental breaking in, and we'll delve into this more. What are the takeaways? We believe that by the end of your 4th Saturday, if at all, and we add like 2 more Saturdays to it, you must write your MX900, your fundamental exam. So my own KPI for you or for myself in this training is that you are at the end of, in 2 months time when we're talking, you've already written MX900. And if you have MX900 already, you are already on your way to write MX100. That is my own KPI for this. So, and then what are the available job roles that you can do today? You have M365 technical support engineer. If you write the MX900, you have a support training role you can do. But what if you write the MX100 or MX900? Remember, we said there are associate and expert-based certification. You should be able to apply for any of these job roles, which is M365 Productivity Solutions Specialist, M365 Administrator, Productivity Engineer, M365 SharePoint Administrator, sorry for that typo there, Senior M365 Technical Support Engineer. So it's going to be a very interesting ride. And I'm very, very excited to go on this journey with you. I cannot wait for us to get started. I'm looking forward to April 1st when we can get started and then have a lot of fun. Thank you. Victoria, over to you. And Olayinka.
Thank you very much. I almost want to learn and join the class, but let's see how it goes. It will be wonderful to learn from the mother of all Power Platform solutions. All right. I think we'll just go to the next. Okay, so the next is security. And I'll just wait for our tutor, our mentor, to take over it.
Victoria, I think we can go over to the next one. Maybe we'll come back to security.
All right.
She around or is she actually be on the call before now?
I'm not so
I'm
sure.
not sure.
Okay, maybe I can take
it.
the session for her.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so all right. So we all know what it is like today. Digital transformation is what is driving the world. Digital transformation is driving the workplace, the workforce. Everybody is going digital. But with it also, we can see the surge in the cyber attacks, and they are not just coming out daily. They are even being they are more sophisticated than ever. So why security? With the high demand of business data outside the organization corporate work, there is actually the need for you to be able to balance your user being productive and at the same time being more secure. So this is what security is going to offer you. And we've already seen, like I said, we've seen the rapid increase in cyber threats. So it is also very important today that everybody is not only cyber safe, but also learn how to secure the environment, and then also to be able to to know all of those technologies they can use to be proactive against any of such attacks that can happen. So that is why this track is actually very interesting and it is needed. More so, it is also the reason that a lot of organizations today are becoming more cyber aware, more security aware. So you cannot overemphasize the need for this particular track. And who will be taking this course is no other person that decided to share my name. And I'm saying it with a lot of beef. She's sharing my name. She's actually called Joy Emedo, but she takes MJ also. So she's actually the second MJ in the TechStylers. So if you call MJ alone, it is me. But when you say MJ part 2, this is Joy. She's actually a security consultant and an architect. She's a very amazing person. I mean, you will enjoy this class. When he talks about dissecting what security is all about, what taking of cyber security, digital identity management, and access control. Talk about Joy. She's actually going to break it down. Now, the timetable will be module 1, we'll be talking about the basic concept of security, compliance, and identity. Again, the next class will be on the capability of Microsoft Identity and Access Management. This is about 4 lessons. And then you will also be looking at the capability of Microsoft Security Solution, which is about 6 lessons. And then lastly, the compliance management capability. Remember what I said, that this particular course is actually, you have, if you look at MS 101 that I talked about, you find out that it's almost that. So that's why I'm not looking at covering MS 101 so much in my slide, because Joy will actually be doing it. So what are you going to take away? First, you're going to have an understanding of the concept of security, compliance, and identity. Then you're also going to have an understanding of the concept and and capability of Microsoft Identity and Access Management solution. This is, you will be talking about Azure, Azure AD, now called Entra, where you have verified identity, where you have Entra, where you have digital ID and all of that. Those are the things. Then you will also be introduced to a little bit of cyber security. So you are in for something here. Now, these are the examination certification parts. Definitely, you have the fundamental, which is SC900. Then you have SC200, which is Microsoft Security Operations Analyst, sorry. Then you have SC300, which is Identity and Access Management. And then SC400, which is the Information Protection Administrator. All right, thank you. I think that would be all.
Thank you, MJ. The last but not the least track in this course is the UI UX, that's user interface, user experience. And our wonderful mentor, Amina, is the one that will be taking us through. So Amina is a technology enthusiast. She's passionate about telling compelling stories through user-centered creative design. So are you looking to venture into the user interface, user experience part of tech? You're looking to designing the interface and making sure those interfaces are very useful or conveniently used by users. So the UX stands for user experience, and a user's experience of an application is determined by how they interact with it. So do you want to design applications that would be smoothly run by users? You want them to feel good while using your application or while using the application you designed? Yes, that's user experience. And we have the interface part of things. That's the graphical layout of an application where the buttons will be placed, the text, images, and all that. So yes, our wonderful mentor, Amina, is the one that will be taking us through this class. And we have a few takeaways. For week one, you are going to understand what UI UX is. You would also understand what prototyping, testing, user analysis, data analysis, user research, design thinking, and all that. You need to do design thinking before you actually start designing. You also need to know your target audience, who is going to use the application. This will determine how the application would be designed. And yes, week two, you are going to learn what design is. You're going to learn what color, typography, layout, composition is. And there are a lot of design tools. But for UI UX, you are going to be working with Figma. And I believe once you've learned or you have grasped how to undo Figma, you'll be able to work with Adobe XD and Sketch. So depending on how fast you are, but the tutor is going to be starting with Figma. And for week 3 and 4, we are going to be having practical sessions. Yes. So you are going to be designing, and you're going to design a website interface using Figma, and also a mobile interface using Figma. So you are going to more like design a web app and also design the version of that the mobile version of that web app. So yes, we've said a lot today, and we basically have 6 tracks for this course. For Power Apps, Power Automate, and Power Virtual Agents, we would be meeting at 10 a.m. in the morning on Saturday, starting from 1st of April. For Power BI, we're going to be meeting at 6 p.m. from 1st of April. For Modern Workplace, we're going to be meeting at 10 a.m. Microsoft Azure, that's cloud computing, we'll be meeting at 10 a.m. too. Security, 10 a.m., while UI UX would be meeting at 4 p.m. Yes, so I'm going to hand over to Yinka. She's going to tell us why TechStylers, what's the benefit of TechStylers?
Basically, of course, this is just like the other things that comes with coming along with us. I mean, even if you're not trying to learn a tech skill, or you were not successful in this cohort, there are a lot of other benefits that you can get from coming along with us. Some of them is increased visibility, career path mapping. We share job opportunities. You have opportunity to attend international conferences, free trainings like the ones we have now, or other seminars that we have at the end of the month, mentorship and coaching. And of course, swags. Everybody likes swags. Like we occasionally give swags to our members as for different things. But then, apart from the general benefits, there are other rewards that we have sort of planned this specifically for this cohort. And one of those rewards is, the first one is we're going to be giving certificates of completion to every person that attends all of their sessions. So let's say you signed up for Modern Workplace, and Modern Workplace, maybe they had 8 classes. You need to have 100% attendance to all those classes for you to get the certificate of completion. Even though we try to record the sessions and make them available on YouTube, we cannot be sure that you watched the session. So the only way we can be sure that you attended the class is if you actually attend the class. So if you have 100% attendance, you will get a certificate of completion. Now, I know that you've also heard a lot of people talk about certifications that you need to take, especially the fundamental certification. And we also talked about like Microsoft Learn Tracks, which we'll learn more about during your session. So this second prize, or this second reward, is for, in addition to having 100% attendance, if you're able to complete the Microsoft Learn track for the track that you did in not more than a month after we finish this session, we're going to assist you to get an exam voucher to take the fundamental exam. Those exams, I don't know, I think they usually cost around $100. But if you're able to fulfill this condition, we would assist you to get an exam voucher. And then there would be one star reward for the first person to. Now, in addition to you've completed your MS Learn track, we have given you voucher. You now actually take the certification and you pass it. So the first person to give us that is going to get an honorary TechStylers award and a shopping voucher of an amount that would be stated. Now, there are quite a number of terms and conditions to this, but the conditions are not hidden. I think I've tried to explain all of the conditions, but I think one thing I just want to point out is, if you already got your certification before coming to the course, you will not be qualified. So this is for people who join our classes and then do the MS Learn track and then get their certification after completing our classes. So of course, there are always going to be ways to track all of this, and I'm really looking forward to how this is going to pan out. Yeah. For the onboarding process, is that me or you, Victoria? I think you've been talking a lot, so let me just quickly cover the onboarding process. For the onboarding process, after this onboarding process, I'll take all your questions. I see Deborah's hand up. For the onboarding process, if you were successful in your application for this cohort, you must have received a number of emails from us. The first one being the one where we told you, of course, that you were successful. And then the next one being the one where we invited you to join our Microsoft Teams channel. You'd have received that either from me or from Victoria. So why you need to join that channel is, well, the Microsoft Teams team, is because that is where all our trainings are going to take place. And if you, like I was advising on the Discord group, it's easier to navigate if you download the Microsoft Teams app and you sign up or sign in with the email address
Hi, Inka, you're muted.
Sign up with the email address that you gave to us before. And then afterwards, you're going to, if you check on your Microsoft Teams, let me share my screen and show you something. Can you stop sharing, Victoria? I can't I see where to share. Okay. If you come to your Microsoft Teams, either on your mobile or on your phone, you will see something like this that says Teams. If you have accepted our invitation, you would at least see TechStylers Tech Deep Dive Cohort 4 as one of your teams. And under all of those teams, under that Tech Deep Dive Cohort 4, you would see all of the tracks that we are offering. So at every point in time, the one that concerns you is the track that you're offering. Don't make the mistake of going to any other track. For example, if I wanted to go to data analytics, I would just come here. For some of the tracks, you can already see that the meeting has been set up for your classes. For example, in Power BI, I can already see course for Power BI beginners class. So every Saturday at 6 p.m., you just need to come here and join this meeting and you'll be fine. For app development, you need to come here, join this meeting. For cloud computing, all of them, the meetings are going to be set up, cloud computing, like that. So all of the meetings are going to be there. And you just need to come and join the meeting for at every time, 10 a.m., 4 p.m., or whatever time of the training is. Now, as also at any point in time, you have any questions regarding what you learned or any question at all, you can always also come to, again, the channel for the track you're using and put your comments. As you can see, there's been a lot of discussion ongoing in all of these places. Please don't put your discussions in the general, especially if they are related to your track. Make sure you put them exactly inside your track. The second channel of communication that we're going to use is Discord. If you have not joined our Discord channel, please make sure you do so. You can check in the chat again. I shared the link a while ago. So please, you're going to be missing out on a lot of information if you do not join the Discord channel. If you have already joined the Discord, what you also notice is that we have created different groups or different, again, channels for all of the tracks. So that's another way to ask your questions that are related to your technical training. So is that you ask them on the Microsoft Teams channel or on the Discord channel for your track. So I think what we'll also do is we'll paste the link for each of the meetings also in the Discord channel for each track so that it's easier for us to find it. And if you received the mail that you were successful, but you have not received the email adding you to our tenant, please, you can either reply. I think in the instruction it says you should reply to that email with your email address and we can check what went wrong, but we have added everybody to the channel. So I think that's about it for the onboarding. The classes are very important. Make sure that you join the classes and make sure occasionally we would also give homework. Make sure that you always do your homework and yes, the classes are going to run for about each class, like MJ said, we try to keep it to 1 hour 30 minutes, but at the most 2 hours, and they will run for 6 to 8 weeks, depending on the track, maximum of 8 weeks. And afterwards, you get, of course, if you have 100% attendance, you get your certificate of completion, and then you can go ahead to write your certification exams. Let me see if there are questions. Okay, I already see some questions of people asking about can one choose another of the program other than one you chose when applying? Yes, part of the purpose for this session is for you to get more clarity. So if after this session you feel like you want to do something else, as long as that's why the way we added you to the channel, you're able to see all of the tracks. So you can join any track that you want. But we advise that once you start now with a track, just stick to that track to the end and don't like get yourself overwhelmed. Don't try to do two tracks at once, because as you can see, some of the classes even hold at the same time. So you might get overwhelmed. For someone who wants to transition into project management or business analysis, yeah, we have the business analysis is defined in a lot of ways anyways, but the closest to it is the data analysis with Power BI. So that would be the track that you would join. Okay, now, if you still have questions, please, you can raise your hand. Deborah, your hand is up. Do you have a question? If yes, you can unmute your mic. So we're now in question and answer time. If you have a question, you can type in the chat or you can raise up your hand and I will call you to ask your question.
All
Deborah,
right, very well. Thank you. Yes, I'm on. Thank you, Victoria. Thank you, Olayinka Rada, and the entire team. I appreciate the opportunity for this, the privilege to partake in this great opportunity here. And so just very quickly, at the initial stage, my internet got intercepted. So I didn't hear anything about data analytics or the data analysis rather. So I don't know which of the group that were explained the data analysis falls under, although I have seen it on the Discord channel, right? But I didn't hear a mention of it here and probably how to go forward, because I know that the Microsoft Azure and other things were explained with the key takeaways, and then of course the various goals and objectives and what we're expected to learn in those other various tracks. So I wanted to know which part that falls under the ones that were explained today.
Oh, okay. So like we have explained data analytics with Power BI, and the recording of this session will be uploaded on our YouTube channel, so you can watch it later for your understanding. But I think everything you just need to know is that the data analytics class would be holding 6 p.m. every Saturday, and it will run for about 7 weeks. Have you joined the Microsoft Teams?
No, it's just now I got the explanation you gave. So probably after the meeting, I'll try to navigate my way on it on the Microsoft Teams app here.
Did you? But you received the email inviting you to join our channel.
No, I don't think. I only got the response, the feedback from other recipients of the mail responding and saying, oh, they will join. I tried to check for mine. I didn't see. The best I saw was this is the link to join the meeting. So like I got 2 emails from you, from one of your team member, Victoria, and that link was for me to join the meeting. So all I saw was that people were responding to an email that thank you, we will join. And I tried to join, and in fact, early this morning, it's brought me to this meeting and it told me the meeting has not started, so I should go. So I was like, okay, if I have any question, I'll just ask here. So I guess maybe it was an oversight that the mail came twice.
So 2 things. If you're getting emails from people saying they would join, it means that you were somewhere in the chain of the mail. So 2 things I want you to do is to check your spam and your junk email. You would see an email from us inviting you to join our channel. If you still cannot find it, in that last email, there was a place where they said if you didn't receive that email, please reply to this email so we can check.
Yes, I saw that.
So please make sure you do that before when the session is going to start on Saturday, because even though on the Discord channel we'll pass some information, there's some information that will also be shared on Teams, just so that you don't miss out on someone. And it's going to be easier for you to join the meetings if you join the Microsoft Teams channel. So please, everybody, if there's any of the emails that we said we have sent that you didn't receive, especially the one inviting you to join our Microsoft Teams channel, please check your spam, check your junk, check all those places where emails used to hide. There were some hands up, but it looks like they've all dropped. So maybe their question has been answered. job roles for the security track. Yeah.
So I want to believe, like, I can respond to that, but I think
Okay.
once you join April 1st, coming April 1st, I'm sure the person is also going to take you through some form of certification class and all of that. Even in the Discord channel, also you can post that question, and then I'm sure Joy will reach out to you.
Okay.
But like I said, there are many opportunities there.
Yeah. So please, like I said before, accept our invite to join our Microsoft Teams channel so that you will not miss out on the classes, and also join the Discord so that you will not miss out on all the different announcements that we're going to be sharing. Because we understand that Microsoft Teams is not a place where people go every day. We would prefer to share most of the announcements on Discord. So that's why it's important for you to join the Discord channel. And Discord is just really where you can also interact with fellow learners. Maybe there was an assignment and you guys are trying to figure it out. So people can rub minds together and just figure out stuff. Christiana's hand is up. Christiana, you have a question?
Yeah, thank you very much for this privilege that you have given to us, like taking out your time to bring us into IT field. My question is, at times one is confused. You don't even know where to start from, especially when you are not in IT area before. Like myself, I'm a secretary, so I don't even know which of the courses that it should be okay for me to join, or from the minimum, where can you start? Then at least you can be able to grow on that, in that field. That's my question. How do you start small so that you can grow in that IT stuff?
Okay, fantastic question. MJ is is it that answer that question?
I know you will
Than
push it to
elderly
me.
question.
My mind just told me that you will call MJ. All right, Christina, that's a very brilliant one. Like I said, M365 is the mother of all of them. Just don't let them boo-boo you here. So because you said you're a secretary, and then so because you said you are a secretary, and then so the first thing I'll tell you, the first place where your journey starts from, is unfortunately in this course we are not doing the beginners courses for office application. I would have just said that probably you go into that, but even you can watch the previous recordings that we've done in the other course for that, so you can. But not because I am trying to lure you to me, but the truth about it, the place where you will start, that the fundamental will be in the M365. And why did I say that? Because you're going to be taught the basic of the cloud concept. You are going to be introduced to the beginning of what is all of these things that they're even talking, how did all of this come about. So where you're going to be learning the basic of what cloud is, and then the offerings, the different offerings in the cloud. You can now appreciate where these other solutions come into. If you finish your fundamental and you feel okay, you've gained knowledge now, you now know it, that would create the foundation for you to be able to see what else can be built on top. You can now decide to say, I want to still continue to do the M365, the modern workplace, or you can decide to say, oh, I want to go out somewhere else. But like I normally tell people, it's always good that you have that foundational knowledge of what the cloud concept is, how they all tie to one another. So that's the place I would advise you. You can come into the modern workplace class. I hope that helps.
Okay, Ellie, your hand is up, but quickly before you go, the person that asked this question, I don't want you to feel like MJ is asking you to come to M365 because it's her class. But if I was going to answer that question, I would say the same thing. I think M365 is like the integrated science. Like when we were in secondary school, we first did integrated science before we started doing biology, chemistry, and physics. So I feel like M365 is like the basic, is like the bottom of everything where you start from before you then start deciding what you want to specialize in. So I would especially also when you have no previous knowledge of technology, is a very good safe place to start. So I would advise that you start from the M365 class. Ellie, your hand was up.
Yes, thank you, Yinka. Good evening, everyone. Just want to use this opportunity to say thank you for being part of this session. Maybe we should ask Christiana what her passion is. Some people are naturally very graphic, even though I agree with both of you that she should start from the fundamentals. If she likes design and all of that, maybe she can start looking at UX UI.
Yeah.
Because she's just coming into tech. I don't want her to see all those words and be like, okay, what's Active Directory? What is this? What is that? Especially when she won't be using most of those tools in her workplace. But areas where she can be, tech won't scare her out of being, oh, these are big words. I'm not sure I can cope in this environment. That's what I'm thinking. So if we can give her like 2 minutes to just tell us her passion, maybe we can use that, or we can take this out of this session, have a one-on-one with her, then just ask what her passion is before we try into that ocean, because for some reason she may not be, you know, she may not be familiar with all the things we'll be saying in class, and she may just get thrown out.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay,
Yes,
on that note, because of the time constraints that we'll have, because we want to keep everybody, but we also want to help Christiana. I think her name is Christiana Olubamishe. Christiana, volunteering Ellie to have a 30-minute session with you in any time within the next 3 days. So she would have a clarity session with you where you would talk about your passion, and she can also help you just figure out like how your previous experience, where you would better fit, because sometimes it's also important. You don't have to throw away your previous experience. You can look for how to tailor it into the field you want to transition into. So if you've ever received an email from me, Christiana Olubamishe, you received an email either from Olayinka Styler or Victoria for TechStylers, please reply us today with your personal email, and then I will link you up with Ellie, and she will schedule a clarity session with you. And please let me tell you so that you will take it serious. A 30-minute session with Ellie outside of this place would cost you actually some dollars. But that is the benefit of coming to TechStylers. You happen to get some of these things for free. I mean, things that you would normally pay for. So, okay, somebody said you asked a question in the Discord. Someone said she has not received any email yet. If you've not received any email yet, where did you get the link to join this session? Christiana, sorry, that's not Christiana. It's actually Christianis, something like that.
Yes,
Christianis, you are saying that you've not received any email or whatnot. Please, I would prefer if you unmute your mic and speak so that we can clarify better. But what I think is that everybody who was successful in their application to join this cohort, you have received at least one email that shouldn't be in your spam, which is the one where we told you that you were successful. The email where we then asked you to join the Teams channel might have come into your spam because of the way some security issue, this thing that you have, settings that you have on your email. And a third email where we were again reminding you of this session. And we said if you had not received the email to join the channel, you should reply to that email. So if you haven't got any email from us, I don't even know how you got the link to join this session. If you're in this session, that means that you have at least received one email from us. So I don't know, the guys who said they didn't receive any email, you have to unmute your mic and speak, or send me a DM on Discord afterwards. I can't seem to see any more hands. Does that mean there are no other questions? And that means we've done a good job of onboarding people. I'm impressed. Isla Yusuf said she'll ask question in Discord. Okay, that's fine. On my spam. Okay, there are no other. I'm just checking the chats if there are any other questions, but I cannot seem to find any. Jumoke, people are now raising up their hand now.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Jumoke, I can hear you.
Yes, good evening, and thank you so much for this opportunity that you've given to us. I have a question. I'm actually interested in about 4 of the programs, but I know I can't do more than 2. According to
about how many programs?
About 4 of them. As it's so interesting, it's like something I've been waiting for. But I want to confirm. I don't know if someone has asked the question because I lost network at the time. So can I do more? Can I do up to 2, or I have to stay on 1?
So we always advise that you stick to 1 because it's going to be a bit comprehensive. And also 2 reasons. Also because I think, for example, about 4 of the sessions all happen at 10 a.m. Then I think 1 happens at 4 and another 1 happens at 6. So the times may even be clashing. However, if the time is not clashing and you feel like you can handle it, you can take up to 2. But the final last resort is that all of these sessions are always recorded and uploaded to our YouTube channel. So even if you feel like you have interest in others, even if you cannot join the class, you can always watch the videos. The videos are always updated on our YouTube channel. Does that quite answer you?
Very well, yes. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
We have Sakimbuli. Sakimbuli, let's have your question.
We can hear him. I think he's trying to
speak. Okay, and there's a question in the chat. Is Power BI the fundamental of data analytics? It's that question is, it's not the fundamental, but it is what we are starting with in this track. And we are starting from the beginner level of Power BI. So I think that's how to answer it. So we're starting from the beginner level of Power BI. We're starting like from the scratch. So can call it the fundamental, but of course, it's not the fundamental of data analytics, but that is what is being covered in this course. Sakimbuli, you can unmute your mic and speak, but if he's not around, maybe we can have Oladoyi. Please, when do we start with Azure? All classes are going to start on the 1st of April. We had talked about the timing for all of the classes, but we will share them again on the Discord channel. All classes start on the 1st of April and we hold every Saturday at different times. Specific times, we've spoken about it before during this presentation, but we'll share them again on the individual Discord channels for all of the tracks. Can you use a MacBook for Power BI? Yes, but it's not very straightforward. You have to install a virtual machine, blah, 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 because Power BI desktop app is not available for Mac right now. It's only available for Windows. But if you have a MacBook, you then have to install a virtual machine on your MacBook, and then you'll be able to use Power BI. However, you can use Power BI service.
I also pasted the snapshots of the timetable in the chat window.
Oh,
Hopefully they
okay.
can
Yeah,
see
thank
that.
you, MJ. MJ just posted the timing for each of the tracks also on the chat, so you can look at that. You have checked your spam and there is no mail for Microsoft Teams setup. What should you do? If you received the second email where we reminded you, we also said in that email that if you didn't receive the email to join Microsoft Team, reply that email with your mail so that we can check. And please be sure that you're checking the email address that you used to apply for this cohort. Will the links to the classes be shared on the Discord? Yes, like I said before, the link for each class, because we are trying to help you not to be confused. That's why we created different channels on Discord for each track. So the link for each track will be shared, and I think it will be pinned permanently on each individual. So when you go to the channel for Microsoft Azure on Discord, you will see the link to join Microsoft Azure class in the Discord. It will be pinned there. It will always be there so that you can always find your way at any time. Oladoyin, your hand is still up. Can you unmute and ask your question? Or maybe it's a legacy hand. Please and please, if you have checked, if you still cannot find the email to join the Microsoft Teams, it's very important. Please reply any of the emails that you received to say that you have not received that email, or send me or Victoria a DM on Discord and we will check what is wrong. We have added everybody. It's probably somewhere in your junk or spam. But yes, if Oladoyin's hand is not coming up, I think that's all the questions. Don't forget to join the Discord so that you don't miss out on any information. And classes start exactly 1 week from now on the 1st of April. All other further information that you need to prepare for the class will be shared on the Discord channel. The channels, like I said before, is also for collaboration between the learners and for just solving all your challenges generally. So before we go, I would have our president to give us closing remarks. Ellie.
Oh, okay. That was so impromptu. All right. Thank you so much.
Put you at the spot.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for being part of this community. We're super excited to start this um, court with you, and we hope and pray that your journey into tech will be very smooth, and at the end of it you get, wonderful jobs, job breaking jobs. And I also want to use this opportunity to thank every member of TechStylers, the leadership, the mentor group. You guys are amazing. We love you, we love you, we love you from the depth of our hearts, and we just want to appreciate you. Just like Yinka has said, can anyone hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yes, we can.
All right. My screen just disappeared. Okay, but since you can hear me, that's fine. So just like Yinka had said, there are prizes to encourage each and every one of you. So please take opportunity of that. And if there are questions, clarifications you need, we are here to support you. This is a selfless service, and we are super excited to encourage you to be on this journey with us because we know there's a lot of benefit for it. It's a short time and a long time benefit. By the time you're retiring, the experience you've gathered in tech, you can have it as a side also to do so many other things, even in your old age. So you don't retire in tech, you work till the last day because it's very enjoyable. So we look forward to 1st of May. We're super, super excited about it and want to say all the best to everyone, all the best to all the people that will get the prizes. It's going to be very transparent. And thank you once again to everyone. We love you so much and we're happy that you're here. please don't be strangers. After this cohort, continue to be part of this community so that you can spread the gospel that TechStylers is here to stay. We are international. We are in North America. We are in Europe. We are in Africa, and we're going to be in Asia very soon. So thank you very much, and be part of the dream. Thank you, Yinka.
All right, thank you so much, everyone.
I think we should take a group picture if they can put on
yeah,
their
that's what
camera.
I wanted to say. If everybody can put on their camera for a final group photo.
Can we do it together mode?
Yeah, let me. I don't know how to
just
do this thing now. Okay, yeah, together mode now.
All right, Yinka, can you just give us few, like 2-3 minutes, because for some reason I can't open on my camera again, and I don't know why, but I want to log in on my phone and see if that's not too much.
Okay. Anybody who is trying to also freshen their makeup.
Oh no.
No, those that want to put foundation and put decking on it.
And
once the foundation is
yeah.
Those that want to put the foundation, the decking, and then before the building comes up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Network is just messing up today. I don't know why. Oh my God.
Yinka, do we have the together mode? Can you start it from your end?
Yeah, I'm on together mode now. Am I the only one who is seeing it?
Oh, shit. I don't know what's happening. Okay, let me see.
Can people see together mode?
The network is really bad.
No. I can't see together mode. We can.
I'm the only one seeing it.
Yes, we can see it.
And some people have not entered their seats. Oh, okay. We have some empty seats. Well, anyway, since I'm the one taking the picture, it will be just fine.
No, we take from the screen, yeah.
Oh, okay. So can you see together mode now?
No. But we can see the screen. We can see people on the screen. So I can take the together mode. I'll take the one on the screen.
Am I showing?
Yes, you are showing.
Yes.
I can see Rachel. I can see. I can see. I think this should be Dotun. I can see Titi. I can see this person wearing winter jacket.
So that's the picture I've taken of us. It's in the chat window. The one I've taken is in the chat window now.
Okay, select together mode for everyone. Can you all see it now?
Oh. Aha, now,
it's
yes.
loading.
I can see my head now.
Let me change it to white so everybody can take pictures now.
Oh, sadly, I'm not seeing myself.
I can see you.
Oh, you can?
I guess you're the one at the back there, at the beside Yinka.
You're right in the middle there.
Yeah, I can see Franca.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, let's do some freestyle.
Cheese, everyone.
Cheese.
Cheese. Hey. Cheese. Yeah.
All right then. MJ, I assume you are taking the pictures. So this one that we are posing.
Yes, I'm the paparazzi.
MJ just posing.
And the paparazzi on the
Okay, thank you so much, everyone. It's been a very interesting time. Next week, Saturday, we hit the road.
Okay.
Yeah, bye everyone.
Enjoy the rest of your
Bye.
Bye everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.